Hey, on this pre-Valentine's Day Friday, you know it. You know what time it is. So, my first video for today is I'm 50 fine and feeling good as hell. Come on! You don't have to wait for somebody to buy you your roses. I'll pay your rent. I'll cook your dinner too. Soon as I get home. Baby, before you get home from work, I'm already out, okay? Hey, everybody. Dolores Jones, your comeback coach. I'm here just sending some energy your way because I know you need it. I know you need it. So I'm 50. Actually, literally, I am 50 years young. And fine and feeling good as hell. Now, some people, you get nervous when you start talking about how beautiful you are because you're so accustomed to hearing so many other things. Well, today we're going to change that. Give you an opportunity to go get your own mirror. Today you're going to be your own cheerleader. That's what I said, Beverly. That's what I said, Michelle. I saw you, Lewis. So I'm 50 fine and feeling good as hell. And so that's what my motto is all weekend long. I'm taking Bella to the doggy daycare. Boop, you know what time it is. It's time for mommy to get jiggy with it. So wherever I land, that's what I'm gonna do. If I want to get my nails done, my toes are on point, so I don't need to do that. But I may take myself to lunch. I may even buy myself something, just something. So let me tell y'all what happened to me last night. Y'all want to hear what happened to me last night? Okay, say I want to hear it. All right. I decided when I watch Netflix, I'm gonna watch Netflix with a purpose. Now, you can scroll through Netflix and you can see all of the shoot 'em up, bang, bang movies that you want to see. But I decided to look for the documentaries. I look for the documentaries so that I could really understand the struggle and the success and the strategies of people who have made it. So last night, about 6 o'clock, I found the documentary for Tony Robbins. Now, if any of you don't know Tony Robbins is probably worth several $billions now. But Tony Robbins was a poor white guy. His mama was on drugs, and as he would say, quote, she used to beat the hell out of him and tell him that she loved him. And if she thought that he was lying, she would take liquid soap and she would pour it down his throat. Sounds horrible, doesn't it? His mama had a problem. His mother became dependent upon him. So when it was time for him to go away to school, he was like, she just, all hell broke loose. You ever had that happen? You trying to go to school, you trying to go to Penn State, but your other person is going to Penitentiary. The person going to the Penitentiary gets more support than you do when you going to Penn State. Hello, somebody. Boop. That is a purpose for that. Because some people are codependent upon you. They may not come out and tell you, but they are. So, as I was watching Tony Robbins, he also shared that he went from making $40 a day. Y'all know how old he is, right? He's about 60. $40 a day to $40 million. Honey, let me tell you something. The documentary was 1 hour and 50 minutes long. However, for me, it took me 3 hours. Why? Because I had my pen and my paper out. And when I heard something that registered with my spirit, and I heard something that I knew I needed, I would stop the tape and rewind it. And then I said, okay, what did he say? Okay, I can register with that. Then I stop the tape and I will rewind it. And I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. The only reason I'm feeling 50 fine and good as hell is, first of all, because of God's amazing grace. Don't get it twisted. The other reason is I finally decided to start telling myself the truth. And let me tell you something, telling yourself the truth is really difficult. So in the case with Tony Robbins, he had this woman. So this was his, what is called, date for destiny. Let me tell you something, $4,900 per person to spend 6 days in Palm Beach, Florida for 11 hours with him. Not one-on-one, but for you to witness the acts of other people. But guess what? I got to spend time with Tony Robbins last night for free. Okay, you better come on with it. Hey, Whitney. So he was talking to this young woman, and I want to drop this on y'all because some of us, y'all going through the motions for Valentine's Day. You buying candy and flowers, and you really don't like the person. Or you thinking, if I buy this, if I do that, I'm going to feel better about them. And you're not going to do it because you're not standing in truth. So he has this young woman stand up, because sometimes we think the problem is on the surface, but it's really deeper. So the woman stands up and she's like, I'm really trying to lose weight. And he goes, tell me about it. Well, so she begins to talk about why she wanted to lose weight. And he said, are you in a relationship? And she said, yes. She said, do you like him? She was like, see, when you go, and you got to think about it, something wrong. He said, do you like him? Because she was already divorced. And she was talking about how her husband, her other husband, because you know some of us have about 3, 4, 5 of them. Come through, Elizabeth Taylor. She died. She had a whole lot of husbands, about 9. Anyway, we back with me, Dolores Jones, comeback coach. Bella, stop panting like a dog. I know she's a dog, but right now she's making me nervous. Okay? All right. So, the woman was complaining about her ex-husband. Oh, and this is what he asked her. He said, your daddy made you feel like a princess, right? And she's like, my daddy was the very best daddy in the world. And I was like, okay, I can't say all that, can I? And he said, that son of a, actually said, that mother, and everybody said, oh! He said, he lied to you. He made you think that everybody was going to cater, that you didn't have to work for anything. And she was like, like, what are you talking about? And it was true. She didn't have to work for anything. She didn't have to get along with anybody because her daddy was going to love her unconditionally. So I want y'all to stay with this, because a lot of us complain about what we didn't have, and sometimes what we did have is a part of the problem. He said, so your daddy really set you up for failure, because that's not how relationships work. She's like, so then he said to her, are you in a relationship now? And she said, yes, I am. And she said, but he talks all the time. And everybody started laughing. And she said, so, he said, do you love him? Well, he said, no. Do you love him? Well, he said, okay. So you're being selfish, aren't you? She's like, he said, you're being selfish and you're lying. You're being selfish because you don't want to let him go, because there's something that you can get for him. But he really is not the person for you, and you are not the person for him. So I was like, oh my gosh. She was like, yes. He said, call it. So she takes the phone out in front of thousands of people. He says, you need to tell him right now. You know, like, she's like, for real? He said, don't do it because I told you. Do it when you want to stand in truth. So she calls and they got the microphone up to her phone. And she's like, you know, I just want you to know, firstly, I love you. Y'all know we always do that, right? We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But you know, and I both know. So she's going through this whole little thing. And eventually he's like, what? And she's like, baby, don't do that. And then he hung up the phone. Click. So she started crying. Everybody started clapping. And I was like, yeah. She's like, I've never thought I would ever do anything like that before. He said, why? You never wanted to stand in truth? Long story short, here's the point. Some of us are in unhealthy, unfulfilling, unsatisfying, ridiculously boring relationships because we won't tell the truth. You know, sometimes you're in a relationship for the convenience of it. You know, he's Mr. All Right, or he's Mr. Right now, but he's not right. He's never going to be right for you. Why? Until you are right with yourself. Up! Make it rain up in here. Send something to my Cash App. Hashtag $ my comeback coach. I said, put it on paper, honey. So it got me to thinking, Rodney, because you know I had 2 husbands, meaning he was my husband. And I can honestly say that I got married for the wrong reasons. Miseducation, misinformation, and I didn't have enough courage to say this ain't working for me. And so I said to myself this morning as I was writing at 4 o'clock, I said, I need to apologize to my ex-husbands. Why? Because I said I do and I really didn't. And I wasn't honest with them because I wasn't honest with myself. Y'all know how we do it. We fussing all the time, but tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so I'ma chill because he's gonna give me that ring that I've always wanted. Baby, I bought my first diamond ring. It was 4 rolls of baguettes, honey, 2 carats. Shut up. I did that for myself. Listen, babies, listen. You won't ever know love until you decide to be honest. thought about my second husband. I said, girl, that Negro told you who he was from the get-go. The first time, he lied. Brother was married, and you had been dating him for 4 months. And then what happened? Well, because I didn't want to be wrong, I lied. I even went to the marriage council. The council said, y'all not ready to get married. Guess what? We did it anyway. So it was no surprise that I didn't even stay in the same house with the man for a year. I wasn't honest with myself. Why? I didn't want to be wrong. See, when you become truthful, you will admit that you're wrong. But one of the beautiful things that happened during that documentary was the people were clapping for her. And he said, what did you learn? He said, why do you think these people are clapping for you? And she said, because I told the truth. Exactly. See, we got the wrong people. We want them to clap. The church folk ain't gonna clap for you. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Here. If Jesus didn't say it, they ain't clapping. And don't even get me on that soapbox, because today is not Sunday. But anyway, y'all know I love the Lord. He heard my cry. But let me tell y'all something. The church folk ain't gonna be happy for you like that, because some people live their life based upon rituals. I didn't say healthy principles. I said rituals. And so I found myself married because I said I love Jesus and I didn't want to fornicate. So I said I do when I didn't. I even cried on my honeymoon. Child, please. I cried when we went to the movies one time to see the movie Love Jones. Y'all remember? Neil Long. Who else? Y'all know that movie, don't you? I can still see him. Lorenz Tate. I can still see him. So I'm sitting in the movies with my husband, and I'm seeing this love scene and I start crying. He didn't see him because I realized I didn't have that. Now, okay, let me tell y'all something. I know it was a movie, but let me tell you something. There are people who write movies based upon real experience. Thank you, Byron. I hope you had a good birthday. Honey, I cried. I said, Dolores, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what in the hell you were doing. So since I thought I was stuck, and you're never stuck, you just don't know your options. Come on. So since I thought I was stuck in this marriage, this unholy wet deadlock, and here's the thing. Sometimes the person is cool, but they're not cool for you. And be careful when you meet somebody when you're struggling, because you'll mistake that for love when they're actually trying to rescue you. And some people have their own agenda. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So here I am, married, on my honeymoon and crying. I had bought all this sexy lingerie, baby. I went to Fredericks of Hollywood. Y'all know what Fredericks is. Fredericks tells your business. So Victoria's Secrets be like this. Fredericks be like, hey, okay. It was purple. It was lace. It was gorgeous. And I got up there trying to dance. I was trying to dance myself into the mood. Baby, let me tell y'all this. Y'all gonna say, Dolores is crazy, but it's okay. As I'm dancing, it's kind of like I probably should have had some wine or a joint or something. I don't know. But I'm just thinking it's the feeling is going to hit me. The mood is going to hit me. Next thing you know, the man said, thank you, Jesus. So what he was saying is, my God, she's beautiful. But when he said, thank you, Jesus, I said, Jesus is here. And I just broke down crying. Some of us are so messed up psychologically about sex that we're just going through the motions. You ain't had an orgasm. I don't know why I'm going here, but I'm going. If you don't want to hear it, change the channel. I want to talk to grown people today. You ain't had an orgasm. That's just the truth. You mad as hell. And so I felt like this. I said, but Lord, since I can't get a divorce, since somebody else said that, that's what they said. I said, I'm going to give me a man. And I sure did. And I was going to church every Sunday. Now I want y'all to know, I didn't just get a man because he wasn't meeting my needs. No, I had already been broken by him when we were dating. But because people say forgiveness, then you're just like, okay, I gotta forgive. But you don't have to be a fool. And so he really got a pass, because there's certain things he would have never gotten away with. Ain't no way. So sometimes you mistake forgiveness for foolishness, but we're going to start talking about that. We're going to start talking about what is real forgiveness. Okay? You still with somebody because, well, if you forgive him, and you got to forgive so that the Lord will forgive you. God's going to forgive you, but he don't want you to be no sucker. And I was a sucker for 7 years, baby. And then finally, when that brother lifted me by my neck and I grabbed that knife, I was like, Ninja, I will stab you. I said, Dolores, your destiny is so much bigger than this distraction. You want to be like Oprah Winfrey, but Oprah Winfrey did not go to the penitentiary. So I had to bust a move. And when you're ready to go, you just got to go. I left the house. I left everything. Yeah, it was difficult, but it was worth it. I got on food stamps, still have my master's degree, but it was worth it because now I'm 50 years young and I'm fine and feeling good as hell. Back then I was 23 years old. I got a divorce when I was 30. We had my birthday party. He didn't know it was my coming out party. I had a limousine and everything. I was working at the radio station. I had the hookup. He rode in the limo and everything, but I knew this is the last mile. Okay, green mile, getting right with Jesus. That's what's about to happen. And we divorced. And I went through. But right now, baby, I'm 50 and fine and feeling good as hell. Why? Because I finally decided to tell myself the truth. See, when you're always playing the victim, you're not really going to experience any victory. Like when I had to go to court with my second husband because we had a fight. Oh, we did. And I want to tell y'all something. My ex-husband, the second one, he had did 10 years in the penitentiary. Now, ladies, I want y'all to understand this. I'm not saying that all men who go to the penitentiary and come out are bad. But what I am saying is when anybody is institutionalized, it's going to weigh on your mind. So I just thought about this today, that when we got engaged, he had to tell his parole officer that we were going to get married. So one day I get a call from the parole officer. And the parole officer is like, hey, Dolores. I'm like, hello? He said, well, yeah, I understand you're going to marry so-and-so. And I said, yeah. And he says, is this something that you want to do on your own? And I said, yeah. He said, he's not threatening you. He's not coercing you into this. He's not manipulating you into this. And I was like, no. I missed it. This parole officer was saying to me, sweetheart, you like him. You may even love him, but we know him. And I didn't catch it. See, sometimes we can say we love somebody because we just want to be in love. I just want to be loved. I just want to show that I can love somebody. And can somebody love me back? Baby, listen, you can love people but not like them at all. And I got to thinking about that. I was like, dang, his parole officer was asking me questions, but I was so in la-la love land that I wasn't paying attention. Because he was telling me something. Did he manipulate you? Did he force you into this? I'm like, no, why would he even say that? Because he was saying, we watched him for 10 years, girl. But see, some of us, can't nobody tell us nothing. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you some more when I take Bella in here and give you part 2 of I'm 50 Fine and Feeling Myself, actually, today. Dolores Jones, your comeback coach. Do me a favor. Make sure that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Hey, YouTube, Dolores Jones TV. And Facebook. What up? Y'all, I got some good stuff coming down the line for you. But I want y'all to take a moment, call your girlfriend, your mama and them, your frenemies, and the people who you think are your friends, but they really your enemies. We're going to talk about that too. Okay? Whitney said, you did miss it, girl. I don't know how I would not have missed it. Sometimes we go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And when you, and like when, who said that? R.C. Blakes. He said, this is what he said. He said, when you put sex in it, you turn your intelligence off. Now, don't y'all turn me off. I'll be right back, okay? Y'all hold on. Like and share the video. Like and share. Like and share the video. I'll be back in a minute.